Hey, my name's Andrew Petrovics, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a really simple Node.js console application that uses OpenAI API, and so you can use AI for anything. So this would be uh, a useful video if you're wanting an easy way to experiment and play around with OpenAI's API, or if you're actually building an application and you want to know how to build a backend to do all of your AI processing, then this would be a perfect video for that as well, because the process is really similar, other than we're just not going to deploy anything to a server. So let's get started. I'll go ahead and admit this is not a rehearsed video, so we're just going to this is more like a live coding, so we'll just kind of play it by ear. So the first thing, let's see, is that we're going to want to make a directory for everything. So go somewhere on your computer, make a directory. I'll call this, AI console app. And then we are going to want to navigate in that directory. And then let's go and open Visual Studio Code. So now we're in that directory. But we need to make it into a Node app that we can actually run. So I think it's just npm init, and I don't think I can pass in a y. I think that will answer yes to everything. Let's see what that does. So yep, that worked. So now we need to add a index. We are going to use TypeScript on this. So that's another thing I need to do. I think I can do the TSE init. Let's see what that does. We need yep, that's exactly what we need. I'm going to target 2022 because I've had some issues otherwise. And let's see if this actually, let me get rid of these errors and let me also zoom in. So let's see if we can actually run this first of all. Hello world. Let's see, we want to run this. Let's see if we can just run it outside of VS Code. So we need to first compile this, which should just be TSE, and then if that worked, yep, we got an index.js file. We can do node index.js, and that should run. So yeah, we have an application, a Node console application up and running. I skipped some steps as far as I already have Node and npm installed. If you don't have those installed, that's okay. It's really easy. I will put a link in the video description it should just be a couple commands to get those installed. So no issue there. Let's clear that. The one thing I want to do real quick is that I really don't want my TypeScript compiled just in the same directory. So let's create a new folder, call it lib, and let's tell TypeScript to put that in the lib directory. So I think it's out directory, and we can just do lib. Let's see if that worked. We can run that TSC command again. Canonic file lib read only file marked lib. That's because I probably need a dot. Let's try it again. All right, cool. That seemed like it. Okay, yep. That worked. Now the other thing is that I really like to run and debug all of this in Visual Studio Code. So to do that, we need a launch file. Launch.json. So let's do that. Node.js, blah, blah, blah. All this looks good, but let's change it to lib index.js. And I think that actually looks pretty good. Let's see what happens. Let's run it. Yep, we got it. So good. So really quickly, we actually just created a Node.js console application with TypeScript and set up everything to where we can run this and run and debug it really easily in Visual Studio Code. So that's a lot of progress. The next step is we want to pull in OpenAI's API and start playing around with that. So tell you what, let me, I like to put everything in a function, call that function. So to pull in OpenAPI, we need to use the OpenAI endpoints. And thankfully, they have a NodeJS library, a JavaScript library. Let's just go here. Here's also how you can install Node.js. But this is the command we want, or Yarn if you're using Yarn, but we're using npm. So with this command, npm install OpenAI, that's going to install the OpenAI package for us. So we should have that in our package.json, and we've got it. So we are good to go. Let's take a look at the documentation real quick. We're also going to need an API key. So let's do that. So if you haven't already, you'll need to go create an account with OpenAI and get access to their API, which I think their API is open access to everyone right now. Don't quote me on that though. Let's see, console OpenAI. I forgot the URL for. Okay, there it is. So you'll go to OpenAI, the console or the platform once you have an account, and you'll see an option called API keys at the very bottom, and you'll just do create a new secret key, and I'm just going to say YouTube. I'll delete this key before I publish this video. This is something you'll want to keep guarded. This is also something, if you're doing a front end, you do not want to publish this key on the front end. And you'll actually want to also put this in an environmental variable. But we're just going to hard code it for now because that's just how we roll. So we'll do API key equals that. And again, I'm going to delete this key, so don't worry about trying to steal it or anything like that, or any abuse. This key will be deleted before the video is published. So now that we have that, tell you what, just go ahead and, hey, they have a main function just like me. Yeah, let's just go ahead and copy and paste this code because they make it real easy. And switch out our API key. How do we pass in the API key? Doesn't say. New OpenAI. Okay. API key. All right. Yeah, let's run this and see what happens. I actually put a. Tell you what. Let's yeah, let's just log that and see what happens. What happened there? So that means that the new TypeScript did not compile or transpile. And that would have something to do with the launch.json. That is because we need a task to tell it to compile. Let's see if it gives me some help. Pre-launch task. Tell you what, I'm going to look at one of my other applications I just did. I'm going to cheat a little bit and see how I did it there. Boom, there we go. So, let me go back. Got a lot of projects open. There we go. All right. So, again, the issue there was that we were not compiling our TypeScript. So when we launched it previously, it was just using the previously compiled TypeScript, which gave us the hello world. And so boom, we've got that. I'll tell you what, let me just put a return so I have somewhere to stop. Because what we really want is the message. So again, just using this code that I copied from OpenAI. So actually we want, all we're doing is sending the content, you are a helpful assistant, and looking at the result. So let's see if we got this. Boom. So this is what AI sent back to us. I don't know why my breakpoint didn't stop, but I'm really not worried about that for this video. That's okay. And so really that's it. So now we can do anything we want, play around with the OpenAI's API. Usually I think you would want a user right here. So let's just do another example. What are the top 10 best places to visit and why? Let's ask AI that and see what happens. And this one should take a little bit longer because it's going to, yeah. So it gave us a lot more text. So this is what AI gave us back. And that's it. Now we have a Node.js application that we can test and play around with OpenAI's API. We can change the model, add in different prompts, as well user prompts as well as system prompts. And we can turn this into an endpoint and deploy it and have a backend. If you do that, it's recommended to put this in an environmental variable instead of have it hard coded. Even though that's still okay to have it hard coded on the back end, you just want it in an environmental variable in the case that you have multiple developers working on that code base. So yeah, that's it. Hope you found this useful. I really appreciate you watching.